Good morning, everyone, and I hope you've had a good week with your home learning. It's been great to go into learning journals and have a look at everything you've been up to, and we've all been really impressed with how hard you've worked and what you're managing to get done, even though we're stuck at home and not in school. For some of you who are in school, it's been a good week, and I'm glad that you have enjoyed being here. You've had lots of fun and lots of nice times in the snow. And thank you to all of your teachers and pupil support assistants who've been coming into school to support you. I thought for today's assembly, we would do something a bit different. We're going to have a think about a festival that we probably haven't heard of unless you're Jewish. And even some Jewish people maybe haven't heard of this festival because it's not one of the big Jewish festivals, it's quite a small one. But I think this is one of my favourite festivals. It's called Tu B'Shavat, and it's a time of the year in Jewish tradition when people think about the importance of trees and the fruits and nuts and everything else that trees do for us. So I think it's a lovely festival, and I think we should all spend at least one day a year thinking about how important trees are. So I really like this aspect of the Jewish tradition. So the Jewish holiday of Tu B'Shvat is a day especially loved by children because it's a kind of eco day in Israel and in other parts of the world where Jewish people celebrate. Children usually celebrate it with a fruity feast, something from a tree, and sometimes sweets made of fruit juice. And it's a day for thinking about trees and how important they are in our lives and how we just couldn't have a planet without trees. So have a look around your house. Just do it now while we're talking on the assembly. Can you see things that come from a tree? How many things can you see? Can you see more than 10? Stop the movie if you like and go and have a look, and we'll come back and have a think about all of the things in our house that we think are made from trees. So we'll see you in a minute. Come back when you're ready. So we make lots of things from trees, and the list can go on and on and on. We make wooden homes, furniture, we get nuts from trees, fruits from trees, paper, cardboard, medicine, cork, rubber gloves, chewing gum. Some sponges actually come from wood fibre, car wax, hair dye, who knew, and even chewing gum and chocolate come from trees. Are there any things on that list that were a surprise for you? I'm not sure I knew chewing gum or hair dye came from trees. As well as all the things we get from trees, can you think of other reasons why trees are really important? Let's have a think, and you can pause the movie if you need more time. You could talk to an adult or talk to one of your brothers or sisters if you have. Try and think about other reasons why trees are very important apart from all of the things, all of the products that we get from trees. Well, here are just some of the things that trees provide us. Shade. So in hot countries, people often plant trees around their houses to keep them cool. Shelter. Trees provide us with shelter. We use wood to build our homes. Animals use wood and trees to build their homes too. They clean the air. If we didn't have trees and billions of trees on our planet, the air would pretty quickly become unbreathable. Trees make oxygen so that we can breathe. Our bodies need oxygen. Trees make our weather, or they help make our weather too. They hold the soil together because of their roots grabbing all the soil and holding it in place, and they stop flooding. So I can't think of anything more important right now on our planet than trees because of all of these important jobs that they do. Here's one of my favourite things to do. When I'm in the forest, I love lying down on the ground on my back, and I love looking up through the trees at the sky. And if it's a windy day, the trees move around and it creates a strange sensation when you're looking at it. It makes you feel like the whole earth is moving, I suppose. So maybe you could try that next time you're in a forest or a wood. But right now, can you look out your window? Can you see any trees? What do the trees look like today? What do they look like at this time of year? Do they have any leaves? Some of the trees in your neighbourhood might have leaves, some of them might not. What colour are the trees? Are they tall? Are they short? Do they move around in the wind or do they stay still because they're strong? You can pause the video to go and have a look at the window and then come back. Well, we live in an interesting country because in Scotland some trees are deciduous. They drop their leaves during the dark winter months. You can see in the picture the tree, one of the trees has dropped all of its leaves because it's autumn. So this is a deciduous tree. And other trees are evergreen or coniferous and keep their leaves all year round. And you can see a picture of an all year round evergreen tree. What's your favourite kind of tree? Here are mine. I love larch trees, birch trees, Scots pines, and beech trees. So the first picture in the top left corner is a Scots pine, and I love the Scots pine because it smells beautiful, it smells really piney and reminds me of Scotland when I'm in other countries. And it also provides these amazing pine cones for animals like squirrels to eat. And it's also a very long living tree and a strong tree, and it can grow in the most wild parts of our country, up in the mountains where it snows a lot and it's windy. So I just love the Scots pine. And then the silver birch, top right, I love the silver birch because of its trunk. In the winter months, the trunk is white and it just shines out. And I don't know if you've ever been in a whole forest full of birch, but it's quite an amazing thing to see, quite beautiful. And then bottom right, the larch tree. Again, I think I love the larch tree because it grows in wild places where hardly anything else will grow that big. So I love it because it's just a very strong tree that can survive in tough places. And then the beech tree, this one down here in the bottom left, I love the beech tree because of their colours. So you get purple beech and yellow beech and brown beech and limey green beech. I just love the colours. So what are your favourite kinds of tree? Maybe you could go and have a look out your window again and decide. And if you don't know the name of the tree, you might be able to look it up on the internet and find the name of the tree you're looking at outside. Tree facts. Here are some very interesting tree facts. Trees are amongst the oldest living beings on our planet. Some trees are thought to be thousands and thousands of years old. Trees keep our air clean. A new tree cleans pollution from the air 70 times faster than an old tree. So when you see old trees being cut down to be used for buildings or other products, as long as we are planting new trees, that's a good thing because new trees clean the air much more than an old tree. I meant to say at the beginning, if you and your family like cooking and trying new food, why not try a recipe that is used at the Tubsfat Tree Festival? So these are internet links, but you can just search for them too. Almond tart with pomegranate molasses and carob nut balls. And these are two foods that have ingredients that come from trees. So maybe have a go at using these recipes, and I'll put the links on the Home Learning Assembly page too, so that you can click there to get to the recipes and maybe try these Tubsfat foods out. So more tree facts. In a hot country, trees around your house can make it much cooler to live inside, and you might be able to save a lot of money on your air conditioning, your cooling, if you have trees around the outside of your house. 2 large trees can produce enough oxygen every year for a family of 4 people to breathe. Imagine that. Just 2 trees provide you with all the oxygen that a family of 4 would need to breathe in a year. Each person uses up the same as a 33-metre tall tree every year, just for the paper and wood that they use in their everyday lives. So if you think about your school jotters, your toilet paper, all the other things that are made of paper and wood that come from a tree, this is the size of the tree that you would need for 1 year's worth of paper that you use. The tallest tree in the world is a giant sequoia or redwood tree, and it's 116 meters tall. That's taller than some of the hills in Edinburgh. Where it grows is a secret because we don't want anybody to go and damage it or cut it down. That's taller than 2 statues of Liberty and taller than almost 4 blue whales. That's a big tree. And the smallest trees in the world, proper trees, are less than 5 centimeters tall. Just look at the titchy tree on that person's palm. So trees are an amazing, amazing thing, and they are so important for our planet. So I hope you enjoyed some of those facts and interesting things about trees. And if you're not Jewish, but you still want to celebrate at the end of January, the beginning of February, Tu B'Shvat, a day where your family and you just think about trees, maybe go and visit your favorite trees, and talk about how important trees are for our planet and for your lives, then I think that's a wonderful thing to do. You can go and watch this short movie, and I'll put the clip on the home learning page so you can just click on it there. And the short movie is all about this wonderful Jewish tree festival called Tu B'Shvat. Well, I hope you enjoy the movie. It's been lovely talking to you at Assembly. I hope you've had a great catch-up Friday, and I hope you managed to get outside this weekend and have some fun. We might even be getting more snow, I hear. So we hope to see you all back in school soon. Have a good weekend.